Me partnering with integrity means I'm here to stay. As in, I love this industry. I'm more excited about it than I have ever been. As a matter of fact, I am like the tail number on my jet. I'm in 24/7. Are you?
All got the same amount of time, and it's going to take a time, and it depends on how we use our time. But what do you got your mind set on? What do you got your mind set on? I love what Ray said earlier, and that's why Mike had her say it, because it's what you got your mind set on is what you're going to get. And she's got her mind set on agency manager by the end of November. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take money, and it's going to take patience. And Mike, I love that I have an opportunity to be a partner with $1 billion company. I said it at the agency managers meeting in Tampa. I was glad to hear your wife repeat what I had said at one of these meetings, I think at TWC about a month back, because it resonated. And it is something that's major, and all of us have an opportunity to grab it.
World, watch. You're going to see something you ain't never seen before. Is about ready to see what the Alliance can do, baby.
Alaska, baby. The last great frontier. Maybe, I don't know, Alaska. It's cold up there, so I got my jacket on, and they got ice glaciers. We're going to cruise Alaska. It's not just a cruise, it's a journey. The ovation of the seas. We are going cruising. And where are we going while we're cruising in Alaska? Juneau. Yes, I know, it's Juneau. It is the largest capital in the United States of America. You're gonna see orcas, you're gonna see humpback whales, you're gonna see them sea dogs, you're gonna see the sea sails, you're gonna see everything up in Juneau, because Juneau. Have you ever been dog sledding? You get on the back of the sled. Or you're down like this right here. You like this right here. There's a country song that says, if I never get to see the Northern Lights, I bet you go on this cruise, you're gonna get to see the Northern Lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Brought to you today in beautiful Dallas, Texas. Now, let's hear our special guest host and integrity partner, Paul Roberts.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you. All right, I am Paul Roberts sitting in for Andy Albright today. Excited to introduce to you guys some amazing people. We have around here what's called the 10K Breakfast Club. I'll explain that here in a second, but right now let's go over some leaderboards and discuss who, and let me just tell you who's out there making things happen and kicking butt. So we'll go with the top 3 life producers submit. As of last week, we have Lee Reyes. 19,632 submit with 17 life applications. That's pretty good. Our very own on the call today, soon to be Kelly Turner, but right now, Kelly Haney. Jeff Turner and Kelly Haney coming at number 2. Last week, they submitted 21,108. Woo! Megan Wood comes in at number 1 with submit of 30,227 life app with 61 life apps total. So congratulations. If y'all were all part of the Rockstar organization, you'd be going to breakfast with us because it's 10K and above. And those were clearly 10K and above. And then some. We have to decide a new plan for the 20K club, I guess. Breakfast and maybe shooting guns, doing something crazy like that. I don't know. But let's do top 12 life producers issue paid. Number 12 is Robert Wilson with 7,704. Brandy Johnson, number 11, with 7,757. Olga and Jason Mathis, $8,008. Oh, Romero. This must be Mimi Romero. 8,149. Mabel Figueroa. 8,160. Tyler Bott, I know how to say that name. He's part of the Jeff and Kelly Turner organization. Issue paid last week, 10,282. Junior Korea, 11,375. And there they are again, Jeff and Kelly Turner, Jeff and Kelly Haney, 11,934. Issue paid. Lee Reyes also was in the top 3 above. 12,944 life app issue paid. Megan Wood, 14,094 issue paid last week. Lenorius Washington, how's that look? That do good? Do good? All right. Lenorius Washington. Lenorius Washington, 15,307. Oh no. Solis.
Gonna go
Solis. Peter Joel. We got to learn how to say this name. His 57,000 issue paid last week. Jake and Bellkraus, give Solis a hug for us. That's an amazing way to go. Top 5 annuity producers last week. Phil Hebert, Dr. Phil, 71,783. Dee Dee Mayer, 140,000 issue paid last week. Stephanie Rodriguez last week issue paid of annuities $236,000. And look at that. Eric and Jen.
Woo!
Jen's in the studio with us today. You'll hear from her. Are you going to talk about your paychecks a little bit? All right. Jen's going to say some paychecks. Issue paid annuities $287,000. How long y'all been here? 3 months. Okay, pretty good. And then Stephen Bowery comes in at number 1 with issue paid of $500,000. That's some big money right there. Top 3 Foresters producers: Mike Hartlip, my man, 4,153. Debbie Ben, 4,443, and Tyler William Bott, 6,000 issue paid, comes in at number 1 Foresters issue paid. Congratulations. Top 3 CVS: Crystal That Hart, 2,232. Angela Walker comes in at number 2 with 2,430, and Dan G, 3,123 issue paid with CVS. Top 10 recruiters last week. We got Bruce Kleck. Yeah, I don't know. 2 contracts last week. Rojas. This has to be my man, Rojas. I don't know. We're just going to go with Rojas. Had 2 as well. Sheldon McCarter had 2 as well. Mike and Kate Maurice had 3. Mike and Noel Leventovich had 3. Andy Riddle had 3. Brandon and Ashley Bill had 3. Alex Abian had 3. My man Jeremy Patton had 4. And Olga and Jason Mathis had 8. Absolutely crushed it. So congratulations to all the folks out there doing the do, making things happen. God love you. We need you. We need you to have big goals, big dreams, fired up to do this thing, to go out there and take care of some people. I am excited that I get to brag on some of our warriorette.
I don't know.
The studio here you're going to find is filled with nothing but women, because y'all are taking over and taking names. We had a meeting this morning in my office, and I looked around and said, this is weird. I asked if I could still do the call with them. They said yes. I just didn't know if I was allowed to. I was going to have Kelly sub in for me and have her run it. Didn't know if I was welcome.
You're always welcome.
I'm good. All right. So I'm excited for the folks, or I could have Blas fly to Dallas. That might have worked. I'm real proud of this team. I'm real proud of the fight they have in them. And it's sometimes we talk about it's dials, it's running appointments, which it is. It's learning the products as you go, getting yourself gooder as you go, which it is. But there's also this thing called noise that we all have in our heads. We all have noise, and the world is kind of very noisy right now. And what fires me up more than the dials, the activity, all of that, which I do get fired up about, but what fires me up more is they're able to, these folks fight through the noise. They play the game when they're hurt. If they were athletes, they play hurt and they're okay with it. And that's, we have talented people come into our businesses. All of us do, but they never amount to anything. They don't do a whole lot because they can't play with all the crazy noise that's going on in their life. I mean, from raising children to, then you have your spouse, then you have life. We have god awful news. I haven't watched the news in 15 plus years. Thank God. It scares me that people that do watch the news, because I get angry at the news and I don't even watch the news. I know bad stuff's going on. I don't even watch it. I can't imagine just soaking my head in it every day. These folks, what they do is they read books. In fact, if y'all are reading a book, y'all can talk about it. Same with you, Kelly and Blas. But they do great things to drown out the noise and play hurt. And that I love them more for that than anything, because I know what's going on in each of their individual lives. A lot of times we look at people that are winning and kicking butt and thinking, oh man, they got everything together. We all fight that demon. We all fight stuff. We have life that happens to us. And like I said, I'm probably more excited that they're able to win during those times than actually the dials. Because that's the sign of a real hero, is because so many people just, I don't know how to say it. They'll blame other things. They'll blame circumstances. They'll they'll come up with every excuse in the world as to why it can't be done. And what I love about this team that I'm going to introduce you today to is they find ways to win regardless of the scenarios. And so we have the 10K Breakfast Club is what we call it. And it's every Monday we get together as a team. And whether you're in a different city or not, Kelly has an amazing meeting that she runs in San Antonio. Blas has one in Austin. And we got one here in Dallas. And we really get excited about the 10K breakfast. So if you hit 10K, submit in a week. The next week you go to breakfast. Of course, Blas and Kelly, we got to schedule those a little further out. And I come down there and we'll do breakfast, or I'll do something special. Like we'll do Top Golf or something fun like that. But it's just a way for us to kind of say, hey, anybody can do it. You know, everybody can achieve 10,000 in a week. Very important. And please hear me. The people that don't do 10K, we don't leave them out in terms of, you know, well, you're useless. You didn't write 10K. We love everyone. Bless you. None of these folks that are going to get up here and talk to you today, they don't stand at the front of the room and act like they're better than the people that wrote 2,000 or 3,000, because they're going to tell you how they write 10,000. They're about to explain it to you. So they know they're not better. And they don't act all cocky and arrogant like they're the best in the world. They truly want the whole room to do 10K. And so it's just fun to watch. So our very first speaker today, she was not happy that she was number one. She didn't tell me. I just heard her say, oh, no. No, not number one. Let someone else mess up first. That way I know where there's a benchmark, you know.
Exactly. Set the bar and
so,
I'll figure out where I can safely play my role.
But Tatiana is the first one today, an amazing young woman that I told her Monday in the sales meeting, there's something very special about her. She has a peripheral. She can see things going around her. She's very careful with her tongue not to say something stupid in front of people. And it's just fun to watch her grow. So she's going to tell you how why or how she's part of the 10K club. And take it away, Tatiana.
Well, I'm super fired up to be a part of 10K Breakfast Club, because since I've got here and just kind of been a part of the team, I've been watching everybody do it. And I'm like, I really fought for the breakfast, really. I don't know, there's blueberry pancakes or something. I don't know, but yeah. No, it's been just being consistent, coming in here and dialing with the team every Wednesday. Being around a group of people who are doing the same thing as you realize that you're not messed up. Like everybody messes up, everybody struggles, but it makes it easier to overcome objections because you start to hear other people and what they're doing to be successful. And I'm able to hone in on Brittany's tone when she's talking to people, and Lindar's tone when she's talking to people, or what she's saying to certain things. Cause I'm like, oh, I've heard that before. And you know what I mean? So that helps me a lot, just being here with the team and actually just being disciplined, because if I dial from home, I may not make as many dials. Trina Noella had told me the other day, she said, focus on the activity and you will book 20 appointments. So focus on making sure you're hitting 90 dials an hour or a per dial session, and you will get your 20 appointments. So when just having that coaching, if I was by myself, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So dialing with the team on Wednesday makes all the difference. And honestly, I used to set myself like, oh, 10 appointments is good. Like that's part-time, that's good. And then I wasn't seeing the numbers, but I realized it is a numbers game. And the more appointments I book, the more people I'll sit with, the more chance I'll have to sell. So I really just got out there and shot for my 20 appointments. And that weekend, I was able to help 4 families, and a couple of them were smaller policies. But the last person I sat with, I was in the home until about 10:30 at night. It was like policy review, and I ended up doing a IUL for her, which was a $9,000 target premium on that. So just sticking it through and just doing the do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so much, you know, and all you top producers that are part of the 10K breakfast, you know this. When, you know, Tatiana went out and ran so many weeks in a row and didn't do that well, she was building up to that $9,000 premium. You can't go out and just do that $9,000 premium. She learned so much ramping up to that. Reminds me of a Trina Noel story. I don't have time to tell it, but it's almost identical in that she went to Midland for 5 weeks in a row, did not do well. I gave her a lead and basically walking distance from our office, and she wrote over $11,000 in that home. And I told her, I said, hey, had you not gone to Midland for 5 weeks and bombed so hard, you would have probably written about a $35 a month policy. And instead, you've learned so much, you actually wrote $11,000 policy. And that customer, by the way, she's written several policies since then with that customer. So yeah, real nice. So, it's a progression, and that's what it's all about. And we just want to, and that's why I'm so blessed that you teach people that. Tell them about your first couple of dial sessions.
Oh my goodness. So I just used to come up here and just sit and just listen to everybody dial. And I'm just sitting there. And then probably on like my third time being here, Paul's like, are you going to dial? And I was like, me dial? And then he's like, yeah, like you could just sell a vacuum or something. And I'm like, sell a vacuum? I guess I could call somebody and sell a vacuum. And he's like, but if at any point you want to hop in and do the script and book an appointment, you can do that. And then I guess it just clicked. The second somebody answered, I was like, oh, hi, this is Tatiana calling from the Texas Benefit Center. And I booked the appointment, and I end up booking a couple more because he's like, just keep up that momentum. Just get back on the phone. Don't feel yourself. Get back on the phone and do it again. Yeah. And so it was cool to see that I could do it, because I probably wouldn't have picked up the phone if he didn't say anything.
And now you're training people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you're training people.
And I enjoy it.
That's
awesome.
Beautiful. Did you say what you did before this?
No. So I was in the entertainment industry. I rap, and then also in the service industry. So while I was pursuing my music career in LA, I was doing a lot of serving jobs.
So done a little bit of everything, never done insurance ever.
No.
And here you are going to be a rock star, superstar, financial guru.
Yes, absolutely.
Off that one policy, you learned a lot from that one policy.
Oh my goodness, so much. It's so much. And thank God for Brittany, because I was calling her, but just the things that I know now, I kind of walk into a situation a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
Knowing that if it presents itself again, I'll know where to go. I know how to do the illustration. I know the right questions to ask. And so I think
what's so funny about this, and I know Kelly, you're going to love this too, because you have an office, but here at the office, new people come in and they just seem like wide-eyed, like, oh my God, so freaked out. And then they go from that to hearing the conversation that she was having on the phone with, I don't know if you were talking to NLG or F&G. I don't know who you were talking to, but you were using terms and words I didn't know. You elevate it so quickly. Now to you, it didn't feel quickly. You're like, it took forever. But, and again, that's just part of setting the appointments, running the appointments, sitting with all those customers, getting rejection and learning. And now your confidence level is through the roof.
Yeah.
So.
It's studying too, like on my own time, just taking it serious. I'm really passionate about growing here. So yeah. If I can go into the back office, the resources are there, go out and get them. They're there for you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, good point. She works here for me full-time. So she's got a full-time gig here, and she's out running business, and she's out building her team. So, all right. Thank you, Tatiana, for coming on in. Let's go over to Big Bad Blas. Y'all can swap out there. Big Bad Blas, how you doing, buddy? Uh-oh, you pressed the wrong button. Come back to me.
There we go.
All right, brother. How you doing, man?
How you doing, Paul?
I am doing beautiful.
Man, I'm doing phenomenal. I love it.
We have a horrible connection. Are you hearing that, Kelly? Give me a thumbs up if you're hearing his horrible.
Doing great, man, Paul. It's a pleasure to be on here.
Okay. I think you got a bad connection, James. Say hello.
Hey, how you doing, Alliance Nation?
Yeah, you're delayed a little bit. We'll work through it. So, Big Bad Blas, he helps run the Austin office. He's got crazy energy. He's the one that I believe I think it's him. Every morning sends out the Zoom link so all of our offices can connect. We connect the Austin office, the San Antonio office, the Dallas office, the Houston office, the McAllen office, the Laredo office. I think Blas sets all that up. No one told him to do it. He just took the leadership and did it. And so Blas, tell us a little bit about what you do before, and talk to us about how you hit 10K. You almost did it this last week. You did it 2 weeks ago, but you hit like 9,000 this week. So tell everybody how you do that.
Well, Paul, first and foremost, I want to say thanks to the whole Alliance Nation. Paul, thanks for inviting me on this call. But most importantly, I want to thank everybody that does Zoom in and log into the dial sessions whenever we do our dial sessions every Wednesday. I just love getting in there with the team and seeing everybody out there having fun and having activity. I do believe it's the activity, just like Tatiana just said. You get your activity up and everything just falls in place. It's weird how that works, but it works. The system that was placed in front of us, Paul, has just been so easy to work with. And, prior to this, I was just working in the semiconductor industry. I was an engineering technician, and I didn't have any interaction with anybody. I didn't sell life insurance or anything like that, guys. So this system, as long as you follow it, it's real easy to get successful. The activity, Paul, that's all I do is try to keep it up as high as I can. There's things that do happen in everybody's life, and Paul's absolutely correct. We have those internal, even just a thought can hold you back. It's our choice to just move on from those thoughts. It may be there, but think of something better. That's what I do. As soon as I have a negative thought, I think of something that makes me happy. And one of the biggest things that make me happy is getting ready to hang out with my rock stars. So out here in the Austin area, we do have our office out here with Eric Cruz is out there, Thomas Pareto, all our buddies out there. And we're just coming together, helping each other become better. Tatiana's correct too. When I dial with everybody, one of the biggest things for me is it kind of grounds me, because my excitement is always up there. It's always on high. And I got to find ways to bring it down sometimes. Some of these people that we do call, they don't want to hear a big bad Blas coming on the phone. They want to hear James. So I love it because I can tune into James and bring it back down to earth. And I just love it, Paul. And that week was just an amazing week. And actually, this whole month's been amazing. I have a goal to average at least one application a day. And I finally hit it for the first time in July. So not only did I have my biggest week, but I also have my biggest month. And it's only to me, I think the number 2. I know it's crazy with everything going on right now, but I'm thinking double every time. And, now that we have this new system of the promotion levels, oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm thinking I dream of 2s now, and it's crazy because I got 2, you get 2, we'll get everybody 2, So that's all I'm trying to do right now is just get there, and I'm excited. I'm excited to get a ring, family reunion. I watched it remotely. Man, it just fired me up. I was looking at everybody standing there in front of the stage and on the stage, and I said, I can't wait not only to get in front of that stage, but to say, oops, I messed up. I'm supposed to be up there. So I'm excited for that, Paul. And thank you so much for all the support you give everybody in the rock stars. There's nothing like partying like a rock star, Paul. So thank you for everything, man.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for every Wednesday we can count on you to bring the teams together and dial together. Like I said, I didn't set that up. He just did it on his own and somehow took over that position. And I know we all appreciate it because we all got stuff going on in our life. That's a cool thing I love about this team. No kidding, is the way that everybody just says, hey, here's an opening of something that can be done. And I'm going to stand in the gap and take care of it and do it. Just from the smallest things. I know at Kelly's office, she's got, Kaylee Law. She's always making sure she's in contact with what's going on in that office. Kelly's busy. She's got things she's doing, and Kaylee saw an opening. Hey, I need to let the team know, the whole team know what's going on here. And she's always posting, and that's cool. And I'm sure Kelly didn't have to instruct her to do that. That's just the team that wants to give. And so thank you, Blas, for always wanting to give to the team and help the team. And I have no doubt, if you could, Blas, today, before you go to bed, draw going too deep, 12 down. And what I mean by that is you and then 2 people, and then they get 2 people, and then all 4 of them get 2 people. Go 12 deep like that. It's going to freak you out what you can do and what you can accomplish. You have a network marketing background. You probably already know this stuff, and Jen will be up here in a little bit, but it'll freak you out what you can accomplish, Blas, by going 12 deep with each one just bringing 2. And we all know that everybody believes they can bring 2. It's not overwhelming. Doesn't, the person that's working at the grocery store, the HEB, they believe they can bring 2. Lindar believes she can bring 2. My man Bubba believes he can bring 2. And so that means if they believe they can get to, then you hire someone and they believe they can get to. No kidding. Just draw it down 12 deep. And no kidding, Blas, it'll freak you out. Everybody do that, actually. Everybody give that a shot. All right. Next up in the driver's seat, another woman taking over the world over here. Taking over the world over here. Lindar is also one of those people. She just, I mean, I'll see her taking the trash out around here. I'll see her doing all types of crazy. She's always here early, stays late, makes sure everything's taken care of. She sets the sales meeting up every Monday. I don't think anybody's ever told her to do that. She just does it. She makes sure all the numbers are on the board correctly and everybody's taken care of. And again, just part of that deal. But like I said, she can dial, she can run appointments. That's all cool. And I love that. But what I love more than anything is she can play through the pain. She can fight through the demons. She can fight through the adversity and still win. So Lindar, take it away.
Thank you, Paul. I think what is most amazing about just this team is you can always learn from every single person. I mean, just like Tatiana was up here, every word that comes out of her mouth, I'm just like, I get something from it.
Yeah.
I'm inspired. It moves me. James, Blas, you, Kelly, there's always something that we can get from one another. And I think that's why each and every one of us are successful, not because of just the activity. I mean, that's on you. That's on you to show up, to do the activity. And every single week, I focus on hitting that 20 appointments every single week, being consistent with it. And what's lost my train of thought. Give me a second here. What makes me show up, what inspires me to show up is just this team. Like knowing that, you know, even though we wake up with a negative thought, before that positive thought, it's just knowing that every single Wednesday I get to come to this team and dial with them together. And regardless of how I feel, I just know that the most important thing that I got to do is show up, because something incredible, something amazing always happens when you just show up. Even whenever you run the appointment, just like last week, for example, I wasn't feeling well. Mentally, physically, I wasn't feeling well. And I just stepped out and I just showed up, and guess what? Made a sale.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's just what really I love so much about this team. And before this, I was working at an apartment complex as an assistant manager. When I started there, I had in mind to be a manager, to climb that corporate ladder, become AVP. In my head, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I didn't go to college. I was a dropout. I was a high school dropout. I barely passed my GED, for all that matters. So when I stepped into the apartment complex, that industry, I thought that was it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I got my GED, but I can become manager. I can become AVP. 3.5 years later, I was like, what am I doing? I didn't feel like I was making a difference. You know, I didn't feel like I was really doing what I felt in my heart that I was called to do, because deep down inside, I mean, yeah, it was a job. I was thankful, grateful, you know, but deep down inside, there was something in me that was like, I'm meant for more, you know, and I didn't know what the heck I was looking for either, but I knew that I wasn't going to stay where I was at, because I just felt like I wasn't doing anything. So I put my resume on Indeed, and God, first day I showed up, I was just like so moved. I didn't even know it was life insurance. At that point, just because of the way that I felt, I didn't even care. I didn't even care if we sold vacuums at this point. I just knew that I was going to stick and I was going to stay just because of y'all. Every single one of you.
Yeah.
Brittany inspires me every single week. Golly, girl, 10,000 every single week over. I mean, that's incredible. But what does she do? She shows up every single week, regardless of what's going on. And that's the biggest thing too, Paul, is everybody has an untold story.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what I love the most is everyone is going through something, but because we love each other and we're powerful and we're loving,
Yeah.
you know, we
That's
get to watch each other be successful and fight for each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
That's
I
good.
love it.
Yeah. And I love her transparency. Last week, she said she did not want to go on that appointment. I don't know if y'all all saw it, but she just said, I did not want to go. And something inside of her made her go. I don't know what it was, but we've all been there. And I'll be very transparent. There's times I didn't go. And I'm ashamed of that when I read a text from Lindar about how I didn't want to go, but I still showed up. It just reminds all of us that's the time we show up. That's the time we show up. Not when it feels right, not when my ducks are in a row. I got to get all my ducks in a row. I want to see your ducks. It's when it doesn't feel right. It's when it just everything kind of hurts, but you still show up and magic happens. That's why we're always about play the whole game. You know, if you set 20 appointments sometimes and you have just a god awful week, you know, and you're down to your 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th appointment, you're ready to go home. Like, the heck with this, man. I'll come back next week and conquer this beast. And you start coming up with all these excuses as to why you should go home. And yeah, it just wasn't meant to be my week. I'm going to go home. But we have a saying around here, play the whole game, because the magic will happen in the fourth quarter. And it'll happen very deep in the fourth quarter. Sometimes it's this last two appointments. In fact, Tatiana, was that $9,000 policy was your last one, right? Yeah. In fact, her $10,000 week came from her last appointment was the one. I'm telling you, play the whole game, play the entire game. You want to say something? Oh, look like you're interrupting me. So thank you, Lindar.
Thank you.
You awesome. Kicking butt, taking names. Now we got coming up B-Flow, what we call her. I don't know how she got that name, but I kind of like it. I didn't nickname her. Who nicknamed her B-Flow? Who started that?
It's my first and
Lindar?
last name.
Lindar. I know it's your first and last name. I know what it is, but I just didn't know who came up with B-Flow. So we got B-Flow here. She, another one, just like Blas, just like Kelly, just like Kaylee, just like Abel, Alma Luna and McAllen, just taking care of things, doing things. I have, no kidding, y'all are going to laugh hard. I have caught this woman cleaning the toilets at the office. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, they need to be cleaned. Okay. I'm like, I pay people to do it. She goes, they're not doing a good enough job. I go,
Nobody likes to pee on a dirty toilet.
But when I see stuff like that, Kelly and Blas, y'all know this because y'all have offices. It brings just my heart's full when I see stuff like that. I mean, she treats this like it's her office. Just about twice a week when she leaves at night, she has 2 cans full. She empties the garbage cans all around the office and takes them outside. I've never told her to do that. She just does it. I feel guilty. I'm like, no, just set it there. I'll take it out. And she'll say, okay. But then I'll turn around and she disappeared. She took them. I'll say, just set it right there. I'll take it out. You know, and again, guys, it's everybody is putting in the activity that you've heard from. And I love that. God, that's what they're supposed to do. But it's their gratitude that I think personally allows them to put in such crazy activity. Without gratitude, I don't think you can do it. We have some very ungrateful people that show up to our office. You know this. Y'all know this. And they do not perform at this level. They don't. But the ones that are just grateful for they don't even know why. They're just grateful that there's an office to dial from. They're just grateful that they got to live another day. They're just grateful. They can brush off them demons when they're grateful. And they see coming to an office like, you know, George Andershock's and McAllen or Kelly's in San Antonio. They see that as a benefit and something to be grateful for. And Like I said, no kidding, man. I just caught her cleaning the toys. I felt so horrible. But at the same time, I was like, man, my heart's full just to know that, that's just crazy. So Brittany comes to us. I always tell Brittany, I spent $3,000. Would you spend $3,000 on one recruit? Because I spent $3,000
Not on me.
to get to Brittany. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it. I'm gonna tell the story, not the whole story, but just a part of the story. So I had this guy on my team, no kidding, went to jail, and he needed to be bailed out of jail, and it cost $3,000, and I bailed him out, and my wife was very mad at me. But I bailed him out for $3,000, and he said he paid me back, and I believed he would. I believe stuff. And he came back the next day, recruited somebody, and then disappeared. But that somebody led me to her. So this is a $3,000 recruit right here. So when Tamara gets mad at me, I'm like, hey, B-Flow's here.
Takes money to make money.
Takes money to make money, baby doll. Come on. Yeah, I was just rolling the dice that B-Flow was somewhere in that chain of events, right? And God bless you, B-Flow, for saving me.
Thank you, Brittany, because he would have, thank you.
All right, B-Flow, talk to us. You got crazy stuff going on in your life, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the dollars you're making, what you do, and all that good stuff.
All right. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be here, for asking me to come speak today. It's an honor and privilege. I'm just going to basically second everything everyone else has been saying. This office is a blessing. Every time I come in here, I leave uplifted. I leave in a better place, emotionally than when I came in. And, and so I like to contribute and do things like cleaning the toilets, just to say thank you. Thank you for having an office like that we can come and dial and meet together as a team and lift each other up. I was a small business owner before this. And during my whole first year here, I had a cheerleading gym for 8 years. COVID shut us down. So thank the Lord that I had this kind of already going, learning the process. And so I just kind of dived right in full time as soon as all of that happened. And I'll tell you, from that day, my life has been in utter chaos. And honestly, the more crap you have going on in your life, the more I have been able to focus on this, because I can't control any of that. All I can do is control myself, my activity, and get out there and just focus on helping, serving families, and making a better life for myself and my family.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of people ask me, what's B-Flow's phone script? What's Kelly's phone script? Those are two popular ones I get. And I'm like, you don't need to figure out what their phone script is. You need to know what they're thinking. You need to figure out what they're saying to themselves to overcome the garbage in their lives. That's what you need to know. That's the most important part. Is you need to know what self-talk are they doing to get their butts out of bed and fight another day. With everything they got going on in their lives, what is it that they're saying to themselves? Because they're saying something completely different to themselves than the person that's always getting started again. Here I go. This is my time. I'm going to get started again. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I love you. I want you to get started again. But at the same time, they'll come back in and they want to know the next, B-Flow is kind of real hot here at our office right now. I think it's 4 weeks, 10,000 and above. Mm-hmm. Like 4 weeks, 10,000 and above. So everybody's like, oh my God, what's your phone script? I'm like, what you want to know is what Brittany's saying to herself. Because Brittany's going through stuff, but she's clearly talking to herself in a way to get herself to go run appointments, sit with customers and all that stuff. That's the most vital thing there. But you are here every Wednesday. You're actually, everybody is here more than just Wednesday. The majority of everybody's here all week. We don't,
at least Monday through Wednesday.
At least Monday through Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, they're usually out in the field. Some of them come Thursday, but there's no requirement to be in our office at all. I just love to be here because they're here. But so anyhow, you talked about the gym business. That how many appointments are you setting a week to get that?
I shoot for 30 appointments a week.
Okay.
Last week I ran 36.
Okay, there you have it. And she's not doing this business in Dallas, Texas. She's running at a distance. I know the place she ran at this last week's actually about 5.5, 6 hours away from here, one way. She's a single mom. She's got stuff going on. She's finding reasons to win. as opposed to saying, well, my kids are in my way, or I got to take care of my kids, or
I got to move. I got to sell my house. I got to.
Holy cow, I forgot about that. She sold her house and moved. And
I'm still.
You're still saying it up. Yeah. And she didn't tell any of us she was doing this. She just took care of it. And I called her late one night and I said, what are you doing? She goes, I'm at my house packing it up. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, I can't work right now. So what I do is I come here late at night and I pack everything and get as much as I can packed. That way, when it's time to sell it, everything's going to be gone by the time I get ready to sell it. What is she saying to herself to do stuff like that? You see what I'm saying? People want her phone script, but what you need to say is how is she so daggum creative that she's like, hey, I'm going to do this late at night. Most people, they do that all during the day. And everybody knows they're moving. Like everybody knows what's going on in their life. Everybody knows the hangnail they had.
He said, wait, you still have your house?
Yeah. I was like, no way. I felt bad. I didn't know. And those are the things that everybody that's spoken to you already and about to speak to you, that's the stuff they go through. And they kind of do it with a smile on their face. That way they can make them dials and be successful in the field. And I'm going to brag on you a little bit. This incredible woman, the resources are there. I think Lindar said it. The resources are there. She goes out and finds them, and she studies them late at night. She studies all. I mean, she'll say, hey, I wrote XYZ company. I'm like, I don't even know who that is. And she goes, yeah, we got appointed with them a couple weeks ago. They're great. Da, da, da. I mean, she studies everything. She doesn't, she's not like the shiny hook, like there's a new hook, so she runs after it. She just slowly learns everything, but she learns it by doing. She learns it by running appointments. As she goes and runs appointments and someone says something, she's like, oh, I think I might be able to help you with something like this or help you with something like that. What is it that's in you for you to go out and do all this crazy research and find all this stuff out? What's going on?
Problem solving. I want to solve everybody's problem.
Yeah.
So when I sit in the home, I just let the customer lead the conversation, and I listen and I pinpoint, where their problems are. And then I'm like, what is it that we have that can help them solve those problems?
Yeah. All right, B-Flow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're absolutely amazing. Tatiana, something about going first is Tatiana's back there going, I should have said this. I should have said that. Right. Are you doing that?
No, she's the one that said the resources.
Oh, was her? Okay. All right. It's tough going first. All right. She set the bar high. Have I gotten Jen, last one? Got everybody? Okay. Now Kelly's going to wrap us up. But Jen, holy cow. There are so many great things to talk about. We could talk about your bank account right now. We could talk about the fact that you and Eric got 8 kids, right? 8?
7.
7. It's 7.
I mean, when there's that many, just add another.
Yeah.
You wouldn't notice probably.
7 kids. 7 kids. They got all types of crazy stuff going on. And there's so much I want to say about her, but I'm going to let her talk. So go ahead and tell them a little bit about your background and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I was in the ministry. Then we are a part of an amazing network marketing crew. Eric actually jumped on board before I did, because I'll be honest, when you said insurance, I didn't think I wanted anything a part of that. And he's like, you've got to see the culture of this place. And I did, and was blown away. Our heart is to help people. And we saw that with this company. It's way bigger than any kind of financial service. It's about meeting people where they are. And so, yeah, so we jumped right on board. I just moved here from Atlanta. Actually, we did long distance for a long time. I do have 4 kids. He has 3. So our world exists states apart. And so we are really just running a part-time schedule with full-time goals and making it work with our crazy circumstances. And so yeah, but our heart is to get around the campfire. There is fire that happens in this office just with the love of people and the love of helping each other. I mean, we're still figuring this thing out. I don't know what I'm doing. I get on a phone and hopefully make an appointment happen. But yeah, it's just been amazing to learn really just more about loving people in this avenue and not so much about, the products per se. But yeah, so that's kind of our journey.
So you came up here, when you came up here and first started dialing, I kind of remember watching you walk in the dial with us. Did you dial immediately? Were you timid? Were you scared? I think you're one of the ones that just kind of jumped in. Was that?
Yeah, I'm kind of a jump in and make a mistake and figure out how to do it better kind of thing. So I did make a lot of mistakes, said way too much, the classic, and then learned from the pros. And again, everyone's so helpful. They're like, hey, tweak this. And I'm like, perfect. And so again, just getting in here, jumping in and messing up a bunch, learning how we can, make this better and getting to more homes.
And before I say that, I got Terry and Tia Edwards texted me, and Terry actually, see, it was a trick question. If someone says they did draw it all the way out till 12, I know they didn't actually draw it all the way to 12 because it's too many people, right, Terry? So Terry started drawing it, and then he realized, wait a minute, I'm just going to start adding what it's take
you need a bigger notebook.
Take you 10 pieces of paper, probably more, to go 12 deep, like I told you to go. So thank you for doing that, Terry, because it's true. It freaks you out when you start drawing it. You can't draw the 12 on one piece of paper. And you have a network. And the reason I say that right now, she has a network marketing background. What do you think about our network marketing background, our network marketing organization in terms of insurance, 2 legs, and all that stuff? What do you see us going deep and all that great stuff?
Oh yeah. Well, I love it. I love the whole concept of it. Just makes it doable. Right? It's not like, oh, you got to build this huge, massive team, because then all of a sudden walls go up and block starts happening. And like, I can't do that. Like, I don't have that kind of personality. And I feel like that's what you hear so much is, I can't build a team like that. I'm not like this. But when you start talking about 2 people, you get cut those excuses immediately. You're like, no. It don't take personality to get 2 people. You just exist and 2 people. Okay. So anyone can do it. And that's what's so huge, is just to make someone believe like you can do this. You have everything you need to go to the top, and to tell someone that hope, y'all, that is life-changing. And it's so amazing to watch families, generational just change happen, because you show someone they can do it, not just pie in the sky, they can do it. Here's the process. It's simple. You love people. You love, we'll teach everything else. And so it's doable, and it's exciting to be part of.
What'd she say? I got to write that down. You don't need a personality to get, what'd you say?
You don't need personality to get 2 people.
Yeah. But you said something before that, that really, you just exist. You can exist. You can exist and know 2 people. You ain't even got to have a personality. Man, I'd have liked to have gone to her church. She's tough. I'm sorry, God.
No, there's hope. There's hope. You got this. You can do it.
You just got to exist. And that's true. And I love the fact that I got to ask her that question, because she does have a network marketing background, and so does Eric. And now for them to see what we have here is no kidding, Terry. You can go 12 deep. You can have 4,000 people on your team, just like you just drew out there. Isn't that crazy? I want everybody to try to draw it out. I really do. I beg you. And you won't be able to on one piece of paper. But like she said, it's just 2. Teach them how to get 2. Call list of names. Andy got rid of the noise of us trying to go 12 wide, because to get 6 organizations, let's be real, you need 14, 15 wide to choose from to get that 6. And in reality, you can't do it with 6. I know 6 is the number, but you have to have 2 extras in case part of the 6. And so Andy said, enough of that noise. I want y'all to focus here. That way we can go here. And that's where the stability happens. And that's where this company just goes through the roof. I hope and pray you're preaching this to your team. I hope and pray you're saying, hey, draw it out. See for yourself. Because it doesn't take a lot to manage 2 organizations. And here's the beauty of it. I mean, there's tons of beauties of it, but like now, I told Kelly yesterday, if she's 3rd in line or 2nd line or whatever, I can say, hey, let me help you, Whereas before I had to focus on going 8, 9, 10 over here. And, oh yeah, Kelly, let me see if I can help you here. I go 12 over here, or if I had to help Phil, I couldn't help Phil. Now all that noise is gone. And you want to talk about us having some fun. Oh, dear Lord, this is going to be crazy. So, all right, let's talk about you want to talk about paychecks? Did you tell him you wrote 10,000 in a weekend?
Okay, yes. So that's how I got here.
Yeah.
But yes, Eric and I do this together. And so I wish he was here with me. He's my better half. But yeah, so we're 3 months in and had big goals for July. And again, activity
Yeah.
was the key. But yeah, we had a huge.
And they were like, when I talk about gratitude, when they found out we did the 10K breakfast, they said, we want to eat breakfast with you. And I was like honored that they want to eat breakfast with me, because I don't think I'm special at all. I'm like, okay, whatever. But they were like serious, like, we're going to have breakfast with you. I'm like, cool. And see, it's that gratitude. It's something different. Other people do this. Y'all ready? They go, I don't need to eat breakfast with them. I see them all the time. I don't need breakfast. But she was like, I got to win this thing. Or her and Eric both were like, I got to win this thing. So they won that. And then y'all just got, you were going to give your last 3 months paychecks. What were you going to do? I forget.
Oh yeah. So June was our very first.
First month was June.
First month, just getting our feet wet. So it was $1,792 for the month.
1,792?
Yes, $1,792.
In your bank account.
In bank account
Okay.
for June.
Time out.
Yes.
Doing this part-time, really.
Very part-time.
Because they have another business.
From Georgia to Texas that month. So
another business, moving, 7 kids. Go ahead.
Yeah. All that was happening. Then July happened. We had all 7 kids together and balancing all that. And so it was $5,992.49 in our account for July.
Mm-hmm.
So we were pumped. And so that was really, really huge. And then we had some things in the pipeline. And so we're 2 days into August. And so far, I'm going to cry because it's so cool and it's so exciting. 15,993 hit our account after 2 days into August. And so we are crazy full of gratitude for the opportunity to be a part of this Rockstar group. So.
1,700, 5,000, 15,000. And the way that her and Eric attract, there's something very magical about them. They don't just exist. There's something, God has touched them. There's something very special with these two. They're going to bring in so many people into the organization, and great people at that. I mean, so we're blessed to have them. So thank you so much. Anything you want to wrap up with?
No, just
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. You can stay there if you want. All right. Kelly Haney, October, soon to be Kelly Turner. You've started a whole new club for us. On our banner behind us, you can't see it right now because we got a different camera, but on our banner behind us, we have the 10K, 20K, 30K. We had to do that for people like Kelly because the 10K was too small. So she did 20K and then they did 30K. And so I think we have 40K written somewhere because y'all did 40K one time. But Jeff and Kelly just fight hard. They got stuff going on in their life just like everybody else. They got obstacles, but they just keep pushing ahead, fighting ahead. Here's what I love about them. And this is going to sound like a negative, but it's not. They had a very tough, I think it was June, very hard June, probably the worst month Kelly's had since she's been here. And, she didn't cry about it. She didn't call me and say, hey, I'm so sorry. It's so bad. It's just been a tough month. She says, I got this. Don't worry. She didn't talk about it. I didn't have to call her and say, is everything okay? I didn't have to yell and scream, hey, your numbers are horrible. Man, sometimes you're going to have bad months, just the way it is. And again, what I love about them is they didn't call me with all types of excuses. They just it's like we just kind of looked at each other and we knew it was a bad month and we didn't talk about it. I love that. And then they bounced back hardcore in July. And then, oh my God, for August, geez, the things y'all are going to do in August is ridiculous. And you're definitely fired up about the 2. So take it away from here, girl.
Hey guys, Paul, thank you so much for asking me to be on this. I don't take this lightly anytime you ask me to be on the TWC or any part of this. Thank you, Jane and Andy, for setting a culture that is so amazing that, he allows Paul to be on this call today with all these amazing rock stars and he doesn't have to worry about it. And that's the culture that we've created. And I'm just so extremely grateful for that culture. Guys, if you don't know me, I come from a background of service work. So I worked for a car dealership for about 6 or 7 years. It was not fun. You may think it was fun. It was not. 60, 70 work hours. And at the end of the year, I would calculate my income and I was making like $3.73 an hour. But I was making $70,000 a year. So you would think, okay, great. It's $70,000 a year, but it calculated with my hours to $3. And so I knew there had to be something better. And I'm just so grateful that somebody asked me to get into this. Back then, I didn't know it was insurance either. I was like, what? Why am I here? But I'm just so humbled and grateful that I get to do what I do now. I get to have this amazing team here in San Antonio, this amazing office. Me and Kaylee were just talking, Paul, and we've been here a year. October 1 will be a full year in this new office, and we've already outgrown it. So it's pretty exciting because now I'm like, okay, what's the next step? We had a goal. July 1, we sat down with the team and we said, okay, how do we come back? What do we need to do to change what happened in June? And we said it was consistency compounds. So we sat down and we said, okay, every Wednesday, y'all are here for dial sessions. We're going to dial, we're going to kick butt. And what are our goals? And we wanted a minimum of 100 appointments every Wednesday. And we are now on our 5th week over 100 appointments. I think Kaylee texted you where we are. I think we're over 111 already, and we're not even to the afternoon or evening dial sessions. So we're just
you guys hit 111 dials this morning in your office from 8 to 10.
Yes.
We're not even to the evening dial session where y'all usually do another 120.
Correct.
Beautiful. Good job. Great leadership. Thank you.
So we are fired up and excited about that. It's been fun. The team fights for that. So now they're like, no, just one more. We're not leaving till 9 o'clock. There's no leaving at 8. It's 5 to 9. That's it. Let's go. We got to get that one more to hit those goals. And we just get fired up about it and celebrate everybody's victories. And it's been a lot of fun to watch the team come together, cross line, up line, sideways. I don't care where they're coming from. I got multiple agencies in this office, and they all come in and they can dial and learn that. And it's just really been fun and exciting to watch.
Yeah. And you guys are definitely setting the standard there in San Antonio. Talk to me about 22222. By the way, I got another text. I want to read it while you're thinking about that. My man, John Thorman, says 12 deep is 8,180 agents. So I know when I tell people to do it and they say they did it, I'm like, you didn't do it.
Didn't do it.
No way you didn't.
I'm glad there's engineers and other people on the call, because I would have went to my whiteboard and tried to do it and sent you God knows what was going to be on my whiteboard. But
you'd have been like, well, it didn't work.
It doesn't work. I don't think Andy Albright could have made our vision any clearer.
Yeah.
Our vision of 1,000 people in multiple cities across the United States, 1,000 people in San Antonio, 1,000 people in Dallas, 1,000 people in McAllen, 1,000 people in Austin. I'm not forgetting about you, Blas. 1,000 people in Terry City, and right outside of Burlington. 1,000 people in Burlington. And then we have to tell Andy to get a Coliseum to bring us all together for our NatCon.
Yeah.
That's what he did for us by simplifying that system. I will tell you what I've told my team here. If you want to talk about what it used to be, don't, because this is what it used to be. We used to have to run in quicksand and try to pull ourselves. Then we went from quicksand, and Paul and Andy paved the way for us to be running in surf. Okay, I'm not a runner, so any of the runners out there, you should hopefully understand this. Then we had to run on sand, which is hard too. Now, not only are we running on pavement, we've got jet packs packed to the back of our back, and we're taking off. Oh, yeah. And if you can't get on that, we're going. And I'm going with or without you. I love you, but it is 2 people. And just like Jen said, everybody knows 2 people. You don't exist without knowing 2 people. I have my sister and my mom. There's my 2. Let's go. Yeah. Like, there is nothing that is stopping us now from finding those people, talking to the team, firing up some people that have been a little bit slower. They're excited. They're like, it just takes 2. It's just simple. It's easy. And I'm with everybody else. I think Andy's going to have multiple NatCons just to give out rings. I don't know that we're going to have any training. I think it's just going to be a whole day of ring ceremonies, and I love it. I love that excitement that it brings. And I'm so excited for our future. Jeff and I haven't been dreaming as much as we should be, and this just opened up our dreams again. We were dreaming with the team on Monday in the sales meeting, talking kind of like what Andy did. What kind of car would you buy if I gave you $1 million? What does your house look like if I gave you $1 million today? And just getting the team dreaming again, because what Andy did was give us our dreams back. And I couldn't be happier about where we're at right now.
Beautiful. And you rode over 20K last week and the week before, something like that.
Yes. So 20K the week before, 20K the week before family reunion was 20K. I worked a whopping 3 days, I think, in the field. And then before we left for NatCon or family reunion, I had people telling me, "Oh, you're gonna run business before family reunion. You don't have to pack. You don't have to, get yourself ready." I'm like, I'm good. And so I ran 2 days and wrote 20,000. And I consistently book 35 appointments. I don't deviate from my 35. What I've found is if I don't have my appointments, I don't write my numbers.
Yeah.
If I have 12 appointments, I'm setting myself up for failure because I may have 12 people that no show me. Well, I've just set myself up for failure. If I have my appointment, I know my numbers. I know my numbers. I know my number is 35 to get me my 20. If I fall a little short, I fall a little short, but I know my number. So if I'm booking my 35, I know I'm not falling below that 10,000 mark. And my goal is 20 a week, but if we go to 10, I'm good. But I don't want to fall below that, right? And I will if I don't set myself up for at least 35 appointments.
Yeah.
And that's my full-time schedule. So if you're part-time, 20 appointments. That's 10 on Friday, 10 on Saturday, 10 on Sunday. I think if you do less than that, you are setting yourself up to a point where you're in the field and James isn't able to write one app a day. If he's not seeing 20 people a week, stuff's going to happen. People have doctor's appointments. People forget about you. They forget about their doctor's appointments. You think they're going to remember us?
Yeah.
And you can't get yourself to that level if you're just trying to set 5 or 6 appointments. You're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah. Good job, girl. I proud to know you. Thank you for saying that thing you said. I told her I was going to steal it if she didn't say it today. You said it to us. I think it was yesterday. You said it to me. That's good. That's good. If you don't say that tomorrow on the TWC, I'm going to act like I came up with it. Now we have jetpacks.
Jetpacks
on concrete. Not sand, not quicksand, but jetpacks on concrete. That's good. And we do. The ability now to build like we've never built before, to build the true depth that we've always wanted to build is here. To go,
I don't have to worry about it.
No, to go as deep as we want to go and just create stupid stability, the ability to work with certain people in those organizations that are fighting to get there too, and then those trying to get there too. Just works. It just works. Do me a favor. If you've looked at the new levels and you've not walked away with crazy, stupid excitement, please just draw out 60 with 2. Draw out 60 and you will believe that you can be chairman's council member. I believe I can be chairman's council member because my clarity isn't so distorted by trying to go 15 wide to pray that 6 do this thing. Now it's like, man, I can line up and draft behind people I need to draft behind. I can pull people with me that I need to pull with. I call a list of names all the time. Let's be real, Kelly. Have I ever called a list of names in your organization since you hit agency manager? Probably not. I mean, once she hit AM, she took over that responsibility, which is fine, but I bet she could use some help. I bet she could use me to step in there and call every once in a while, but it didn't do me any good to do that. I had to find my 15 to get my 6 and pray that they all behave the same 2 months. And he said, no more confusion. 2. We ain't got to worry about it. 2. Well, now if Kelly's got something going on, she's, hey, I got this superstar and, her background or his background's a lot like yours. They just beat an addiction or whatever it may be. I think it'd be better if you called their list of names. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to call it. Before I'd be like, Kelly, I'm behind over here. I got, my 20th in width, my 18th in width. I got to call their list of names. In fact, I tell you what, let's just put my 18th in width direct to you. But anyhow, so I'm proud of you, Kelly. Thank you for leading the pack. Thank you for doing the 20K. And thank you for running your office. Blas, thank you. I don't want to leave Eric out. Eric's doing a great job with the Austin office as well. Abel and Alma and G-Shock and McAllen doing a great job with the McAllen office. Karen in Laredo. Bubba's doing a phenomenal job in Houston, running that office and getting that thing going. Mike and Carrie Williams, we're coming, baby. We got our Freedom Tour 100. Mike and Carrie Williams are going to put 100 people in a meeting for me. Just them. And we're going to be going up to Cleveland to help him pretty soon. I'm excited about that. But John Thorman out there holding down Florida. Thank you for holding that office down. And guys, I love you. T, I'm going to end a little bit early. There's no sense in keeping on going on. But, you know, I told my team on Monday, I said, listen, I don't even want you going to NatCon unless you get a ring. Now, some people are going to misquote that, and someone's going to tell Andy Albright, Paul don't want his team going to NatCon. That's what it's going to end up going back to. I guarantee it. Not what I said. Not what I said at all. What I'm saying is stick your neck out there and say, I'm getting a ring because I want to go to NatCon. Like I'm not allowed to go to NatCon unless I have a ring. Does that make sense? And again, a lot of people are going to misquote that. And I will have people, in fact, someone posted it on our Facebook group page. Hey, don't go. And I'm like, no, I never said that. What I'm saying is you go. It's like this. This might help you. Chris Long, you remember this years ago, you know, when I would travel to Detroit or wherever I traveled to, I would not get on a plane until I had 20 appointments. And I would tell people that I don't get on a plane until I have 20 appointments. Here's the crazy thing, Kelly. I got on every plane. Why? I got 20 appointments. Does that make sense now? It's like, get a ring. Like Jen and Eric are going to get a ring. They're going to NatCon. And then some people will say, you know, they don't hear what I'm saying. Well, I didn't go because I didn't get a ring. You told me not to go if I didn't get a ring. No, you get a ring like it's air. Like you have to have it. Like you can't breathe unless you have a ring. You know what I'm saying? And get there. Make sure that it happens for you and your family. And I couldn't be more excited about where we're headed. And again, everybody, please just draw 6 deep with all 2s and see what happens. Just 6. And that's what I was saying before. If you're looking at this and you're not fired up and you're questioning anything, draw that sucker out a couple of times. Let it hit you. Let it hit you. Well, but you know, you have to do this for glow. Do it. Just draw 2 and work your butt up to, you know, 130 contract, which is going 2, right? You're like, I don't even need glow at that point. You with me? Like, just think of it that way. Think about how quickly in the next 2 months, it's the next 2 months, right? August, September. Yeah. August, June, July, August. I don't know what month we're in. August, September.
August, September.
Thank you. God bless you. So August, September, just hit it hard and jump up in contract just because you just made something big happen. So I love you guys. Thank you for all these winners that were on today. Everybody, National Convention is going to be crazy. We just had a blast going to family reunion a couple of weeks ago. Jesus.
Last weekend.
3 days ago. I can't quit talking about this 2 stuff. It's like I'm a walking zombie. 2, go 2 deep, get 2 more, go 2. Oh, crud. I forget what day it is. But thank y'all for listening to these rock stars and putting up with us for Wednesday while Andy's not in town. I love you guys. Go get yours because we're getting ours. And pay attention to this little video that T and the gang worked up for us.
I'm in 24/7. Are you?